Going on, guys? Welcome back to another stream. What's going on, Matus? What's going on, Master? Good morning. What's going on with my sound? Dark Shade Caverns. Number 1 or 2? Number 1, please. Yep. Do nicely. Right, that's 2 nice easy dungeons. Just trying to get up the Undaunted. And I'll probably do some BGs or whatever. Must do the Golden Pursuits. I've done it on Xbox, I just need to do it on PC. Visit 2 player homes. That's fairly simple, let's quickly do that. So I'm running the Talk Warden, which I do find is pretty solid, to be fair. Where's that one? Yep. The Golden Pursuits are pretty easy, the first ones. I've done them literally probably about 10 or 15 minutes on Xbox. I just done, because it's 5 quests, I've just done some daily writs. So I thought I'd get it on my PC account as well. But yeah, I'll be talking about, you know, the game and stuff, how it is at the moment. I'll be doing some PvP, some PvE stuff. Just a bit of a random stream today. I've been doing quite a lot of builds recently, so I will be doing probably a couple more this week. Kill 1 world boss. When it says that, I always just go to the one near Dagfort, which is the easiest one. But yeah, PvP is just in a bit of a funny place at the moment. I might do a healer in the BGs as well. I've heard a lot of players say that the healers and stuff are scoring really high in the BG leaderboards because of the medals. Oh, it's already gone down. I'll wait for it. Yeah, so let's check out the leaderboards quickly because we'll look into that. Mind you, I don't think the rewards are that great though, so really the competitive leaderboard. This is PCNA as well, by the way. I haven't tried the new BGs yet. They're okay. They definitely just got a different feel. I identify as a ganker. I just don't like the one team against another team on the whole. I know it's got pros and cons. I just prefer the 3 teams. Yeah, I mean, I like the new maps and stuff. I just don't like the modes themselves and just the way they play as much as the original BGs. I just think the 3 teams worked better. Does the queue still stink? It is a little bit better because it's new content, but it's still not great on console anyway, unless you're like peak time. Very few players do it, unfortunately. It does on PS5 at least, yeah. It's just that's why I just do PC as well. I don't think the new BGs have been received well. No, they haven't been on the whole. Some people are positive with them, but they just need more work. The whole 2 team setup just doesn't work. It doesn't translate very well into random BGs when you're placed with random people, and the healers are just such a massive issue. You know, if you don't have a healer on your team, you're basically dog meat. I mean, it's not always the case, but you know, 9 out of 10 times, if you don't have a healer on your team, you're pretty much stuffed. I'll still play them because I do still enjoy Battlegrounds, but it's definitely not as fun, unfortunately. And you don't seem to get as many kills because everyone's just super tanky, super high health. And there's a lot of healers. You don't really seem to get lots of, you know, kills as much. I don't think I've gone over about 8 or 9 kills in a BG. Whereas before, if I had a good BG, you know, you could get like 10, 20, maybe even 30 kills. But they might make some more changes. I'm just hoping they'll just, you know, they'll do other stuff, you know. I mean, they might do. But on the whole, I don't think it's received too well. But I mean, you know, like, I'll still play it. It's Elder Scrolls at the end of the day. Still love the game. Despite all its faults. Rip Prior Band, so what, have they been mucking around with that set as well? I know they did nerf it maybe a month ago or something. You've earned the Golden Pursuit reward. That's that weird arrow in the leg. I suppose it's something different. Arrow in the knee, should I say. So I've just got to do the 5 quests and complete a group dungeon. Right, so let's queue for some group dungeons. Oh, I'm just going straight to Battlegrounds. That's just force of habit. Specific. What was it? I've totally forgot already. Dark Shade and Crypt of Hearts. Dark Shade. Crafting Rich, yeah, just the 5 quests, yeah, if you just want to do it. I don't think I've even got Crafting Rich even certified on this character. I'm not really into the whole crafting thing anymore. I used to be a big crafter and doing the daily crafting every day, you know, religiously on Xbox, but I just don't do it anymore. It's just too... It's okay on one character, to be honest. I probably might do the odd ones on like one character, but logging in and out of multiple characters is just, I just can't bother. Do you think using more disease would counter the tank meta? It's hard really to counter the tank meta. You know, I've made gank builds that can counter the tank meta. My latest gank build, you know, specifically can target high health players, you know, I could gank 40k health players, but it's really the healing is the sort of centre of the issue. The healers are just too strong. The medals awarded in BG for healing are just too much. It's very, very hard. Oblivion damage is good because it sort of mitigates a lot of shields and stuff. But yeah, stacking dots and stuff. But if they got purges, this is the problem. It's just going to counter all that. Have I even got any food on? I haven't even got food on. No, I don't. I'm not going to use smoke bear haunts just for dungeons, so I'll just chuck on a bewitched sugar skulls. But the healing meta, it's their fault. It's just the way they nerfed things. They nerfed undeath, which it did need nerfing to be fair, but people were just going to build tankier just to sort of make up for that, so you can soak up more hits. There was another nerf to something else that someone said as well. I forget what it was now. Oh, the nerf to Polar Wind, was it? No, not Polar Wind, Arctic Wind or Arctic Blast. The other morph of this was nerfed, which a lot of players used, so everyone's now using Polar Wind as it's a strong heal, and of course because it scales off your max health, it just encourages everyone just to have more health. It's just a combination of things have just made everyone just tanky. I mean, this is quite tanky. I mean, I'm 44k health on this. Mind you, I'm not running the correct food I probably would run, because the recovery is probably a little bit on the low side. But with the smoke bear haunch, it's fine. Or Jewels of Misrule. Might as well do the quests then while I'm waiting, because I thought the dungeon would have come up by now. I can't even remember how you even get certified. I think you need to go to the main hub. So yeah, I mean, the game has gone through different metas and stuff, and just the healing and health meta is just out of control. It needs to be addressed. I mean, I'm a healer myself. I mean, I've done, like on this character, I've got a high health healer. I'm not saying, you know, I despise it. I just think it is clearly a problem. I just started a Mageden yesterday. Been fun so far, even though I'm still low level. Yeah, Magedens are pretty good. Anything Warden, you can't really go wrong. I just need some quick repeatable quests. I just can't remember how to even certify yourself. I think it's in the, might be the Daggerfall where I actually was. It's been so long since I've done any of this stuff. Am I ready? So let me check if I've even got the skill lines. I do have the skill lines, so maybe just go to Tishank. But I always used to do my ones in Mournhold. Everyone drop the stream a like as well, please. But yeah, if you guys want to ask me anything about the game or want some advice on some stuff, anything you need to know, read the, there we go, take the handbill, so I haven't actually got it. Start, and this is going to count as a quest as well. Talk to who? Oh yeah, I remember now. Vaguely. Oh, this is an Ebonheart character, that's why. Okay. I normally have Daggerfall characters. But you know, at the end of the day, I don't care really what they do to the game. They're always going to keep changing things. I'm still going to play the game because I enjoy the game. I enjoy the DLC dungeons, even though you don't get as many. I still enjoy the PvP. Actually, these are going to count as quests. Let's hope so. But I just think the healing, it's definitely got to be nerfed in some shape or form. I think things shouldn't scale off max health. Heals shouldn't scale off max health. You know, that's a big problem with the Wardens, and that's why you're naturally going to push into max health. Why would you not? If you know your heals scale off, not all of them obviously, but you know some do. But it does encourage. I swear it had a marker there, now the marker's gone. Acquire the ingots. Why would the ingots be in there? As you can tell, I don't often do questing anymore, so I'm just like gone back to noob. It's still a great game after 10 years. I started playing when 1.10 was released. Yeah, I played, that's like 2016 I think, and it was 17 maybe. I started in 2015. The game technically come out, I think 2014 on PC, but I didn't get it till 2015, till when it came out on console. So that's when I started, and I mostly just done PvE stuff, you know, the game itself. Oh, don't give me that inventory full, flannel. I think what put me off the crafting routes as well is it's a lot of managing with materials and stuff, and without ESO Plus it can be a bit troublesome. And I used to pay for ESO Plus. I used to pay for it for years, but you know, it just got a bit chorey. You know, once you've done it, I've probably done crafting routes for years, and then I just thought, you know what? Well, I need to refine some more. Come on. I used to do this really quick, and I'm just like super slow. Like creation. Just started getting into PvP because I'm burnt out on PvE content. Yeah, that's what I think happened with me. I wasn't a big PvPer in the beginning. I did do the odd stuff here and there, and then sort of transitioned. I've literally got nothing. This is really hard work, isn't it? I transitioned into PvP because PvP I just see as more end game, and the trial stuff, veteran trials was sort of a little bit beyond me. I can do some veteran trials, just not, you know, crazy, you know, score pushing stuff. Crazy how long it's been out. I only heard of it from a friend during COVID. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like when I didn't play Skyrim properly because I think I was in my Call of Duty phase then. I was a big fan of the Oblivion game on Xbox 360. And then I think we didn't like wait for the game to come out or anything. I just sort of grabbed it on the off chance. I wasn't really that bothered about it, and then just sort of got into it. It's taken me a month of Sundays, this is, isn't it? Are we done? Are we done? No, I want to talk to the other one. Oh, not you. Skyrim is great too, even better in VR. Yeah, we'll be getting hopefully one of those meta quest things soon, as I do want to try the Skyrim in VR. And like I said, I've never even properly played Skyrim. I did play it a few times, just never got into it. Why can I not speak to this one? Like woodworking. I'll return with maple. Have I just not got maple already? Surely. Oh, I just need the basic one. Deconstruct. It's all ruby hash though, isn't it? Damn, this is annoying. Right, so go out. Yeah, I just sort of bought Elder Scrolls. I didn't pre-order it and, you know, super excited for it. I just bought it as probably just a few games with the Xbox One and then just got into it. Didn't like mean to, or, you know, always been a fan of Elder Scrolls, but just not really. I probably was still sort of a bit Call of Duty, you know, Black Ops sort of stuff. And then, yeah, just got really into it. But yeah, it's definitely waned over the years, there's no doubt about that. I've done 2 quests, just need 3 more. But yeah, I've definitely got plenty more builds to come. I need to do an updated Ganker one as well. I say updated, I've probably done one like about a week ago. It always feels like ages ago, but it probably wasn't even that long ago. Craft a maple. Oh, come on with these style materials, I should have bought more.
What business?
Instead of just buying one, mate, maybe buy a few. I think the problem is what makes PvP so difficult now is because there's just so few players. You know, majority of players are pretty good. The ones, you know, it's just the ones that have stayed are really good. You're not really going to get many new players. There isn't much encouragement to play it. You know, apart from maybe just getting the daily on the BGs. Deconstruct. You know, like I find it super challenging on Xbox to get clips and stuff of me killing players because you're always against, you know, like 95% of the time you're always against really, really good players. So it's really hard to get, you know, tons of kills and clips. Is there another certification? Close. You know, and it's tough to, and then you think, oh, is this, you know, maybe this build ain't killing a lot of people. It's, you know, it's because you're always against like really, really good players, you know, and sometimes you just need sort of players more in the mid-range. Acquired Jew. Have I not got any Jew? Probably not. It's mostly ball groups now. You're amazing at PvP. Yeah, I mean, I'm just very hit and miss with PvP. I'm not one of them top 1vx's or anything. I have 1vx probably, you know, a few times here and there, you know, with certain builds. But, you know, to be a proper 1vxer, you have to just stay on one thing really and just sort of work on that class for years, and, you know, you'll become really good. Whereas I've sort of just done everything. So I'm sort of like a jack of all trades. I can play everything to a reasonable level, you know, like above average, but obviously I wouldn't say, you know, I can sort of contend with top end players. I can kill top end players sometimes, you know, but not all the time. I'm just, yeah, just above average. You know, and I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to be the top PvPer and that, and I just like to make builds and stuff, put my knowledge out there. Craft homes, I forgot I just created them, didn't I? Do I better much it up. Of course you did. Right, so give me some jute. I need jute. These are getting really noisy, maybe quick. Can't you just buy the jute? I die lots. Yeah, I mean, some days I dominate, you know, and you get really good PvP, and then other days you just get obliterated, didn't you? that is PvP for you, isn't it? I mean, like when I play Fortnite, you know, sometimes you just destroy everyone and everyone's just an NPC, and then other days you just get absolutely lit up. There's always going to be someone better than you, there's always going to be someone worse than you. I swear it used to come up somewhere where you could just pick up some jute. I really can't be bothered with these crafting certifications, it's just really draining me. So, bye-bye. I just need a quick... What's another 2 quick, easy quests I can just do real fast? Can't be dealing with all this. And why has my dungeons not come up either? I just cannot think for the life of me. What is a quick quest? Like a quick daily, couple of quick dailies. Could do some Imperial City ones. They're pretty quick, aren't they? Go on then. The guy that wants the wine. Just do a couple of dailies. Yeah, so I said with the PvP, I do think a lot of players do take it far too seriously and get really annoyed and stuff. And I suppose maybe even at one point I was probably like that a little bit, you know, getting really frustrated and stuff. But now I'm just not bothered. You know what I mean? If you kill me, you kill me. Well done. If I kill you, you know, but you know, really it's on some players' nerves, doesn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to be a player that could 1vx on every class and that, and you know, you're just totally destroying it against players and stuff, but it's just... I don't think it's going to happen for me. I mean, I think I've probably done, like, on my Mage Sulk, I've done a couple of 1vx's against, like, I think it was about 4 or 5 people, and I did kill them all. And they seem to be fairly competent players. But like I said, there's always going to be someone better. I main a Sulk, yeah, I mean, Sorcerers are really good. And it was 1 bar as well. I do prefer 1 bar still. I know they're not, you know, the best builds possible in the game. But you do get a bit drained. Keep doing the 2 bar nonsense. Keep buffing all the time. They just drop off too quick for me. I just feel like they drop. It's constant. Like this one, it's just you just constantly buff, don't you? But obviously, if you want to be probably top competitive, you're probably going to need to be getting those buffs. You know, keeping them up all the time. And just 1 bar, it's just more ease of use. You know, and so what if you can't kill the top players? You know, what difference does it make? There's always going to be someone that's going to counter. That's what I think what makes the game good, is that there's, no matter how good your build is or how good you play, there's always potentially someone that can counter it. Gets to be a pain around Arcanist trying to bar swap, yeah, it's just, I mean, like I said, I do play the 2 bar builds, but I just find them a bit wearing all the time. And then I think, oh, I just fancy a 1 bar build. That's why I think that's when I first got into PvP. I think I done Werewolf because it was just 1 bar, just less to manage. I've actually got another Werewolf build coming out as well. Just getting a few clips together. But yeah, that's what we're... Werewolf's still good. I mean, Werewolf is good. I mean, it's just hard, you know, like... It's the same with Necromancer. We know Necromancer's good. Everything is good. It's just... Some are just a bit less forgiving. Werewolf is less forgiving. You can't just chuck anything on Werewolf and expect it to be good. You really have to make sure everything is okay there, you know. But with a warden, or yeah, like a night blade, or even a dragon knight, you can just pretty much, you know, chuck on virtually anything that's a PvP set, and you're going to do fairly okay if you know what you're doing. But it's more forgiving, whereas with werewolf and yeah, like necromancer and stuff, you really have to know. It has to be thought out a lot better. You know, there is some werewolves like there's a werewolf YouTuber I watch. Forget his name now. He's really good, you know, and he just absolutely destroys people on werewolf. Do you know what I mean? With people with like meta builds, it's just a high skill cap. Yeah, it's just you just need to know what you're doing. They're just less forgiving because they don't have the buffs. Like werewolf doesn't have access to minor resolve, so therefore you have to make sure you've got the resistances there. Whereas, you know, things like Arcanist, they just automatically have it on their class skills. Don't even ask me what I'm doing here. Right, just need to kill one more soldier. You can see that I don't PvE very often. Whoa. I should have expected that. I've got the thing anyway. Probably not going to survive this if I ain't got the right food on. Just spec mode me. Oh, you got to work for it, mate. Anyway, I've got the quest anyway. I just need one more quest. I'll go to the arena one because I know I can do that one quickly. I used to do that one quite a lot. And another thing I was going to talk about was, you know, like players saying that builds don't work and stuff. You know, why is there no gameplay? Blah blah blah. You know, which in a way I know some players like to see gameplay. Did I actually even get the quest? Yeah, I did. But you know, the argument is that, you know, a lot of gameplay is cherry picked anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like the clips of kills and stuff. It's all the stuff you're seeing of a player on a good day. Do you know what I mean? Or like having a good match or something. It doesn't mean that build translates perfectly at all times. You know what I mean? So, is gameplay relevant for a build? I'm not so sure it is anymore. I used to think it was, like I'd only make a build if there was gameplay, you know. You've got to make sure you've got like 20 clips, you know, or it's just rubbish build. But like I said, it's cherry picked. Everyone is just cherry picking kills and stuff and only clipping in its best moments. You don't make a build video and show it in its worst moments, or you mucking it up or showing it in a disadvantaged view. Because then, you know, it's like the same with any, like all social media, isn't it? You know, it's just people don't show their, people only show the highlights, don't they? They don't show the negatives or getting there and the struggle it might have against certain things. Have you done this one now? It's not too bad. So, in my opinion, I don't think gameplay matters all that much. Is my voice still working? Hello? Oh, you still can, yeah. Yeah, so I don't think gameplay matters all that much with a build. Most people just generally want to see what sets and skills and what the stats are is sort of really the nutshell of a build. And like I said, a good player, you know, will pretty much know, you know, can judge what you've put together is going to work or not anyway. I mean, obviously, maybe newer players might not as much. I think maybe a better way to tell is a build working to maximum effect is like a live stream, because then obviously you can then see firsthand all the highs and all the lows. Just need one more. Come on. Let's go, come on. I've got another build coming out as well. I've made like a super high Northern Storm build. There's a lot of players using that in BG, so I've just sort of got the sort of inspiration just to make one with a really high Northern Storm. Yeah, it's not helpful I haven't got the right food on, because I just want to do a little jewel there. Probably just going to go down. Because I just haven't got... Oh, I've got ready check. Ready check on the dungeon. It's always when you're doing something. Oh well. Quickly turn that quest in. What? Put me in the dungeon then, I'll be dead in the dungeon. Turn that in later. It's not even letting me res. Right. Res at the waste one. Oh, has this got a quest? Mind you, it don't matter too much, does it? I'm only here for... Who's left the group? What's it saying way rest sewers? Whoa, there is no damage going on. There's only one DPS to be fair. That's why I wouldn't be doing no... I mean, I'm not a proper full-blown healer, I'm just on a PvP build, so... Just basic healing is fine, but this is just a joke. Come on. Why have you got a ladder? Oh my god, that was killer. I mean, when you're doing a I'm only... When I do like the Undaunted, just to get the Undaunted line, I don't do any DLC ones, I'm just doing the basic, you know, non-DLC ones. And do you need a full-blown top-end healer? No, you don't. You know, you just so... If I was in a full-blown healer at the moment, it's better for me to do damage, really, just to get progress through the dungeon quicker. You don't need anything crazy top-end for a non-DLC vet. I mean, the number 2s are a little bit trickier. Wow, this is going to be torture on the bosses. I'm gonna have to be doing the DPS. Could use another DPS, yeah. And unfortunately someone's left, so it's going to make it slower. But I said it's handy if, you know, I'm in a healer role and I'm still doing damage and just providing a little bit of healing. I mean, it's not, you don't need anything too serious in these sort of dungeons, even on veteran. I mean, the number 2s on the non-DLC, the only tricky ones is like City of Ash 2 and maybe Crypt of Arts 2, but generally on the whole, you know, you can go in with a pretty mediocre build or even just a PvP build like I am, and you know, you're going to be totally fine, to be honest. So that's why if I'm leveling the Undaunted line, I'll only deliberately pick dungeons that are just super easy, and I'll just sort of level it when I can. I'm not gonna, because I used to, you know, just pick every, if I wanted a level 1 Daunted line or whatever, I'll just pick every dungeon, try and do all the DLCs and that, and then, you know, you might not even get through a DLC veteran dungeon if you ain't got a great team. I mean, like this team would not get through a full-blown veteran DLC dungeon unless it's an easier one. But you know, if you had like, what's that really hard one? I forget what it's called now. The underwater one. You know, it's just not going to happen, is it? And then you're just there for 2-3 hours, and you're only there for 2 Undaunted keys and just a bit of Undaunted. You know, and you might not even get it. Whereas if these dungeons, you're basically going to get it. You know, give or take. Another person's joined now, so we might be alright. I mean, the non-DLC veteran dungeons, they don't really have any one-shot mechanics you have to be really wary of, apart from, yeah, like I said, maybe City of Ash, possibly. So I'll just, if I'm leveling Undaunted, I'll just do a non-DLC, because I ain't going to be sitting in the dungeon for 4 hours purely just for Undaunted. I really think the Undaunted keys on the DL, to incentivise it, I think they should just make it a lot more. Wait for, I must turn this quest in. I want the red crystal frag, so is that the skill styles? Yes, I mean, like I said, when you're leveling the Undaunted line, you can do it in a week or two, you know, just cherry pick the good easy dungeons, and you can virtually go in with any build and you're probably going to do it. Unless you're with a really, really bad group. You could even do it all on normal dungeons, it's just going to take a lot longer. But I know all the dungeons, so I know what dungeon to not do, or what one's too long. Like if Tempest Island comes up, I probably won't do that just for an Undaunted points, because it's just a bit too long. And you might, again, that one has a bit of a dodgy boss at the end, so the group isn't that competent, there is a chance you might not do it. So I'll just sort of cherry pick the dungeons that I know are going to be doable, you know, no matter what. This dungeon's pretty much doable no matter what. I mean, you could still, you know, potentially not do this dungeon, but odds on you're going to be alright. But you're always well happy when Fungal Grotto comes up on Veteran Dungeon, because that's over in like, you know, even with just an average team, it's over so quickly, 10 minutes. And I feel bad really, because, you know, there probably is players that want to do the veteran pledges and that and stuff, but it's just not worth it. You know, there should be more reward. I think you should be given like 5 undaunted keys. You know, the reward should be doubled. You should probably get 10 grand gold, you know, for completing it and stuff, just as a one-time a day. There should be much more incentive at least. It's just not worth your time if you're just purely for the undaunted line. Unless you want to do it absolutely as quickly as possible, you know, you've got to have the undaunted line, you know, within 5 days or whatever. You're better off just making it maybe a week. I didn't get the quest again, did I? Oh well, I don't need it anyway now. Turning the Imperial City one. Oh, yeah. And make sure you get the scroll and all. Just so that will double your undaunted points. Again, even this boss can be a little bit tricky with the AoE. It does a spinning AoE. You just keep out of it. So I'll just have to pay attention if they do need healing. But again, you should be okay. And like they said, yeah, the veteran DLCs Undaunted should, you know, award, you know, double Undaunted points as well. Because they take double the amount of time. You know, a veteran DLC dungeon takes so much longer than the non-DLC. The difficulty gap is just considerably bigger. Can I tank that? Don't know if I can or not. And I did. So yeah, that sometimes that AoE gets players, but that's about the only threatening thing on this boss. The dungeon could be done solo on, but yeah, I mean, oh, you get caught there. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's quite a bit of damage though. Yeah, I did know the Steel Cyclone. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the veteran dungeons can be soloed, you know, with really competent players. Yeah, I mean, I probably could do some on certain builds. Maybe not the veteran DLC ones, they're just too time consuming. I know there is players that have done it. There we go, job done, sorted. Let's return the deed now, only have to do the Imperial City one. Let's go. And I've got the Undaunted points as well, not much, 25, but it's something. I finally got the reward. Sweet. Not the best. It's really chunky looking costume, isn't it? But yeah, it's still a good costume. And I haven't got many on PC, so I thought I've got to get that. PvP time, yeah, I probably will, to be honest now. I don't know if I can face another dungeon. It's too slow. Yeah, probably do some BGs or something. Might go in as healer as well. Right, so let's turn that in. Yeah, it's just like, I do enjoy the dungeons, but I've done them 1,000 times, do you know what I mean? So I do get bored super quickly with the dungeons now. And I hate leveling the Undaunted line. It puts me off doing another character because I know you don't have to have the Undaunted line, but it does make your stat bars just that little bit bigger, you know. So that's why I always tend to do it. But it puts me off making another character because I was going to make a sorcerer on PC and I just thought I just can't be bothered leveling one, you know. And that's the one you even done. It's the thing I hate the most is the Sky Shards, the Sigic line, and the Undaunted. That's the three things that put me off. There's another pledge. Now I'm confused. Is it literally just turned over? Oh, Eden Hollow 2. That's not too bad, but that's for a number 2. That's actually okay. You probably still do that. There's not really any crazy one-shot stuff in that. Right, so we've got our vampire still. Need to change the food. I don't think I've actually got the jewels, have I? I know I've only got smoke there. Keep eating into them. What is my CP now? 893. Sigic sucks to level. I feel your pain. The only good thing about the Sigic is it can be done in one day. If you can really be bothered, you probably could just knock it out quickly in one day or maybe 2 days because it is a bit tedious. But with the Undaunted, you know, you can only do so much per day. I think you can spam the Undaunted quests, but they give you such a small amount and it's really not worth it. You might as well just wait and just do it in a week. So what are we running? Am I even running the talk? I might just go in healer. Then I might come back to this one. Be an obnoxious healer. Because why not? Just to emphasise the medals you can get in it as well. Crazy. Yeah, the Sigic, I think it's the Undaunted puts me off even more than the Sigic, to be honest. But you don't need the Sigic on every line. I actually leveled this. I was such an idiot. I leveled the Sigic line on this character. Yeah, I did, yeah. Well, I am using race against time now, admittedly, but I purely leveled the Sigic line on this character because I wanted the minor protection from having the undo on the back bar for the ultimate, and then I totally forgot that the Ice Fortress with Walden gives it to you anyway. So I literally wasted 2 days getting that Sigic line for nothing because I completely forgot. I just wanted the minor protection, so I thought, well, because I've grinded it, I'm going to put race against time on this build. It doesn't really need it. It's just for a crit damage bonus because I've got major exposition on the back bar and front bar, which is a bit of a waste. But there we go. Just totally forgot Walden has access to minor protection. So if the class has got access to minor protection, do you need the Sigic line? I mean, the only other skill that a lot of players use, that I'm not a fan of either, is that elemental weapon is really good if you're a big light attacker. Right, so let's just save that build. Where's my healer build? Oh no. I haven't got my healer build. I bet I've saved over it. Oh well, won't be going in as healer then. Plague Doctor's Rest. Oh, I've got it, I just haven't got it set up. I only have it on my Nightblade, yeah. I mean, again on the Xbox, I've probably done it on all the characters, you know, all 10 characters, and then I've probably done it on about 2 or 3 on the PC, and I just like, I can't keep doing it. Like I said, I've done it on the Walden for absolutely no reason, like an idiot. Right, Smoke Bear Haunch. Yeah, so as you can see with the Smoke Bear Haunch, the recoveries are good, but the maximum magicka and stamina are a bit on the low side because I've invested so much into health. So ideally I'd like them around the 18-19k mark, and I'll probably be touching the 17-18k when I get the Undaunted passives. That's why it's a little bit on the low side. So let's just check. I think we're all good. I'd ideally like them all triune. Triune's such an underrated trait on jewellery you don't often see. Because if you're going for max stats possible, you want to try stat everything if you can, because you're just going to get more stats. And then if you triune, which is again basically tri-statting the jewellery, you're going to get even more stats. So I'd ideally like them triune as well. That'd be really nice. Anyway, let's go in. Let's go into the... I'm not going to do the 4v4 because that deathmatch mode keeps coming up and it's just so obnoxious. When they change it, I'll go back to queuing for the 4v4 one. The one with the limited lives just gets on my nerves and you get booted sometimes. It's just, not for me. Like I said, that mode would be good if you had one pre-made group and you had another pre-made group and you wanted to see who was the best group. It's quite a good mode, you know, just to see who's the best. Limited lives works very well. In random, not so much. And on top of it, you get booted if you've died 3 times and then you're spectating. I made a video on that, and it's just really annoying. A silly mode. Can be improved upon and kept in the game if it's just got a few more changes. I don't need no more quests, I might as well just remove them. How's the Undaunted line looking? 5 years. And you only need to get to 9 as well. You don't have to get to 10. Coordination is key. Yeah, it's just, and for random, you know, it's just silly. Like, if they've got a healer on their team and you don't have a healer on your team, and you've got limited lives, you're basically cooked. You know, unless your team's really, really good. It just doesn't translate well. What's my CP like? It's pretty... I've got a few bits. 42. Oh, here comes the BG. The match has already started. It's about halfway through. Just a hill fest, you know. Well, this one's looking like a hill fest. If they've got a healer, that's why I'm probably assuming we're on the losing side. Well, not points wise, we've got the relics. They're just going for kills, I think. I don't think they're going even for the relic. Vigil of Ultimate. He's still nibbling me down. Am I even going in the right place? I'm in the right place, I've just got our relic. Court Arena, yeah, I do like this map, yeah, it's quite good. I don't like it with the domination, there's too many flags. And no one just fights, everyone just runs around just hitting the flags. So you're just sort of running around alleyways just trying to get the oh, I just did not. See, this is the bar swapping problem. This player is just whittling me down. What is he using? Can't heal. Is he using that monster set? Oh, he's just spamming me. I think they're just farming for kills. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alec noob. Hate it when every match is turned into a team deathmatch and not many are goal orientated. Yeah, I think they're going to probably get them at the last minute. Oh, I underestimated that player there. Decrease health. Star Venom. Oh, he's using the Snake in the Stars set. Which is becoming more common. I did do a build on that as well. As it's just perfect for players that are just doing tons of healing. So it's really like an anti-Warden set almost, because it just favours players that are just doing tons of healing and oblivion damage. Just eats into their health. Oh, he's just taking so much punishment. Their team is just much more coordinated. Might actually go on me bash build. Haven't done that in a while. the Dragon Knight bash build. But you will see that a bit more. The you're going to see anti-healing sets and stuff, and more oblivion damage and things like that. Trying to get through all these shields in high health meta going to become more common. I think this is the bash build. Oh, the Magicka is going to be low. I'll be pushing it for lowness. Is the bash damage on this light. 5873. Yeah, I mean around the 6k mark's fairly decent for a bash build. I think the key with bash build is just not to go too crazy if you haven't got really high recovery. See, this is all dependent on sort of going around the ultimate. That's awesome. Yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah, it's just this is just like a more simplified version. I mean, I think the Sorcerer bash builds are probably the best. I did make a build recently with the Essence Thief, which is really good because it returns stamina, which is much needed, and also you get that 10% damage bonus, which is essentially almost the same as Major Berserk. So it's really, really nice. But just heavy attack in between this, potions in between your ultimate, and once you hit the ultimate, your bars all return anyway, and you can just go to town. Hopefully we'll get another BGs come up soon. But I think a lot of builds are just struggling on the whole. You know, there's a lot of stalemate stuff going on, and it's purely because there's the super high health and healing meta. It's very hard to sort of secure kills in BGs now. It's just like I said, the ball group meta is just more crazier than ever now. It's just hard to single players out, especially in the 8v8 groups. Do you know what I mean? If you've got a reasonable group that are all sticking together, and your group isn't, you know, then you're going to be in trouble quickly. I mean, this has access to Major Berserk and stuff. You've got a nice gap closer, because obviously your mobility is a bit on the slow side because you're wearing full heavy. So having that chain is nice. How do you feel about the change to cloak? I mean, it's okay. I mean, I didn't like it at first. I just think it's just not the right way to go about it. It does actually benefit if you're doing a 2-bar gank. It benefits the 2-bar gank because instead of having 3 seconds to hit your setup. You've actually got more time now. It's just it's not great for BGs though, because you know you're casting probably cloak a lot more often. So open world, it doesn't really make any difference with ganking, but it does have it's probably going to have an effect. I do have to do a build for BGs and just see what the cloak's like, because I haven't actually fully tested one on an actual BG sort of setup where you're, you know, constantly in and out of cloak, because it's so draining on the Magicka, because it's just so costly. So, but yeah, I have to fully go into that. I will be doing that. I'm going to release a few more builds, and then I'm going to do like a gank bow build for BGs and just see how it is really. But like I said, as long as you go into max Magicka, which I do with all my gank builds anyway, so you've got more to work with. I would definitely not go into stamina if you're relying heavily on cloak, because it's just going to eat into it quickly. Finally, the map I like has actually come up. The one with the boat. We've got Chaos Ball as well. But it's just a weird change, and why change it after 10 years? It's just, you know, it just puts a lot of players off. Why make such drastic changes to, you know, skills that have been around for 10 years? I don't know. And it's not going to affect Nightblades as a whole, because Nightblade's class is still the best class in the game. They just have the most buffs and everything. And not every Nightblade is reliant on Shadow Cloak. They might use the Dark Cloak morph. And again, that's pushed more people into using Dark Cloak, and then that's also pushed the health up, because Dark Cloak is reliant on having max health, so of course it's gonna, everyone's having high health. So the Wardens have got higher health because of Polar Wind. Everyone's been forced to use Polar Wind, and you know, a lot of players have maybe been forced to go to Dark Cloak because again, high health, more healing. So Nightblades are probably tankier, so that's why everyone's just sort of gone higher with the health. No, but saying that, all these players have got low health. There should be more incentive to have lower health. That's why I like the Warden, where one of the passives actually gives them more damage done if you've got under 30k health. So there should be more encouragement to have lower health. You know, having all this silly high health. You know, especially with the healers. A healer should not have high health. A healer should be squishy, be able to provide a lot of healing, but they should be squishy themselves. They should go down easy. You know, if they're not, they shouldn't be able to soak up 4 Dawnbreakers and stuff because they've got 70k health. It's just not the way a healer should be. The only thing that should soak up damage is a tank. Just not like that. It just shouldn't be the way. It should always scale off max Magicka or something. It should scale off the most offensive stat. You know, so therefore you have to invest heavily into Magicka or the healing will suck. That's what should happen. You know, not, oh, invest heavy into health and then your healing's strong. It just doesn't make sense. And, you know, but also they've got to do it in a way that doesn't have a negative effect on PvE, because obviously whatever they do in PvP can affect PvE. So I have to be careful with the healing. I don't want healers gone. I just don't think healers should be immortal bots. You know, a healer is essentially a tank now. And that's not how, you shouldn't be able to make a heal tank. It should be just healer, squishy healer, that can pump out loads of healing, but can go down really easy. You know, and a tank should be able to provide no damage barely, but I look forward to losing with you. Yeah, they should provide no damage, but they should be able to soak up a lot. I've heard this song and dance before. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting there's multiple Chaos Balls now. I'm just so used to having just one Chaos Ball and there's multiple ones. But this is probably the best mode, the most fun mode, you know, not taken seriously mode. You know, of all the werewolf transformations, multiple Chaos Balls, it's just crazy fun. This is probably the funnest build, funnest mode you can probably do. I think the mode they should have brought out, which I was assuming they was going to do, that was just a free-for-all mode. I think that would have been really good, because then healers wouldn't have been really much good. You know, and it just would have been crazy fun, chaos, not taken seriously thing. You're running away. See, this is where the chains come in handy. So if you get someone with high mobility, you can just almost infinitely keep on them and then pin them, hit them, gone. Because like I said, you've got that slow, heavy armour on, so you need that mobility. And then on top of it, you get the Major Berserk, so... You know, and the Nord worked brilliantly with the Chaos Ball, because constantly taking damage, it's constantly giving you ultimate. I will survive if I can get an ultimate in time. Okay, maybe not, I'm still taking a lot. They've... Oh, I'm going to go. Should have done a heal there. What were the final cloak changes? They changed it that it'd be not a ramping cost, it's just a toggle. So you just toggle it on and it lasts forever basically. But it just keeps draining your magicka. Which is okay, but then if you're moving... I can't remember now, they keep changing it. If you're moving, then you get no recovery at all. It disables your magical recovery, which I think is the issue. And it just being a toggle is just clunky and just not great. I think they just should have just increased the cost, just like Streak. Like if you press Streak too many times, the cost increases. And they should have just done that with Cloak. If you cloak too many times, the cost should just increase. I think that would just been an okay change. But having it as a toggle, so if you don't turn it off, it's going to keep sapping your magicka. So if you're reliant on stamina heavily, you know, you're going to need to invest more into magicka. That's what I do. But like I said, I haven't fully tested proper setups with the new cloak, but I will be doing builds with the new cloak in the BGs, because I haven't done it. Open world, it won't have any difference, because you're sort of not killing someone, then having to keep cloak, you're just sort of picking your targets in open world. But BGs is more chaotic, so I don't know what effect that's going to have fully yet until I do a build. But I will be doing a bow build, bow gank build for BGs. But you don't see you definitely don't see a lot of gankers. I've not really seen many at all. But definitely, and I think it's just a lot of players have just become disheartened from doing it. And you know, yeah, I know gankers are annoying, but I just don't think they should have been. You know, it's not really a nerf to Nightblaze, it's just a nerf to gankers in a way for BGs. But open world, it doesn't really affect, I don't think, too much. This chains has just been like really handy for me this match. I hate it when it chains when it don't actually pull you towards them. If they're like around a bend, the chain don't bend obviously. Ooh, ooh. Was that a Northern Storm, I suppose? Oh, it wasn't a Northern Storm. Pure Venom. But yeah, I've got a good bow gank set up in mind, a heavy attack bow gank that I'm going to be releasing. But like I said, I will be playtesting it in BGs because I want one to work in BGs. You know, like the gank build I released, the Titan gank, which does gank high health players. It's more sort of taking your time in open world. I don't think it would translate too well in just heavy chaotic violence. So generally ranged ganks are better in BGs. Right, ultimate, let's go in. See if I pin someone. Ooh. What happened there? She hit him again, the Northern Storm. Come on, chain him. Oh, he's just that little bit too far away. Oh, I'm getting hit by too many players. Whoa. I totally forgot I went right near their spawn point. I might as well pick it up if it's there. But yeah, this is definitely my favourite map though. I don't know why it just is with the boat and stuff. You get a capture point on the boat's nice. And it's just the best map overall, I think. And the Colosseum one's quite nice, really small and crazy. I've been charmed. That's Warden skill line class to charm is just torturous. It really does. It feels like the like a fear almost. What happened there? It just exploded. Double chaos ball. I mean, yeah, this mode is definitely more fun, without a doubt. You know, not taken too seriously, just chaos balls everywhere, craziness, everyone's going down. It's just a much better mode. No one knows what's going on, everyone's just picking up the chaos balls everywhere. I like the way they've made multiple ones. I think just having one chaos ball sort of made it a little... Can I pick up two? Surely you can't. Yeah, I mean, having multiple chaos balls, just again, it's chaos, isn't it? Essentially in the name, so it's fun just, you know, having multiple ones. I think that was a good move that they've done. You know, maybe the other modes not so much. Crazy King still fine. Deathmatch they've just horribly gutted. Domination I'm not really too much of a fan of either. Chaos Ball is the best mode, yeah, it definitely is. And that used to be a mode that I was sort of in the middle with. I was like, oh, it's alright, but not, you know, super loving it. But yeah, I think it's the best mode. Having multiple ones was a good move. Got three? No, two champion wins it. Nice. We're well on our way to nearly 900 champion points. But yeah, I think I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Hope you enjoyed the stream, as I'll be releasing some more build videos soon as well. Got a few more ideas in mind. So I'll catch you in the next stream.